Today, students, we are going to be looking at creating a foldable to help us with identifying setting, mood, and tone as we move forward in our learning goals today. So what I would like to do is I'm going to explain to you how to complete your foldable. Now, you should have gotten all 6 papers from the counter. So you need one that has tone, okay, front, back, one that says mood, and it says top, bottom on there, okay, and one that says setting. Now, each one of these, they say top means that's the top page, and bottom means that's the bottom page. What you're going to do now is go ahead and cut along the outer lines of each one of these papers. Okay, so this one included. So I'm going to cut along the outer lines of each one of these, okay, moving along till you get through cutting all 6 pages, okay? So if you need to pause and do that, you can do so. When you're done, what you will have are these smaller pieces here, okay, that we are then going to glue in your Flip Learning Notebook. So to glue these in, please listen to the direction carefully. The side that looks like this, we're going to start with setting. So have the 2 that go with setting here, okay? The one, and they say it on the side, so if you got them out of order, make sure it says setting on the side, and the one that has the words with the blanks, this is the bottom. So what you're going to do is glue the bottom on the next clean page in your Flip Learning Notebook, and you're going to glue it flat. So you can put glue all along the back side here, okay, and just go ahead and glue it flat on the next clean page so that it looks like this. I've glued it in successfully, okay? Now, one part that's a little bit tricky, so you need to pay attention. This is the top page, the side with the monkey, this is the top page. Everywhere where I see this dotted line, I'm going to cut along the dotted line and stop at the solid line. So cut here and stop there. So let me show you. Okay, so I have a dotted line up at the very top, so I'm going to cut it along and stop at the bold line. So if you can see, I'm cutting and then I'm stopping. So see how I'm stopping at the bold line. Do not cut all the way through it, okay? So you're gonna do that for everywhere where there's a little dotted line. And then once you've done it successfully, okay, you have it, and I have 4 little tabs. So what I'm going to do is line up the word setting with the word setting here. So first, take some glue and glue right along, just right here on this bar, this tab that says setting. And then I'm gonna take this one and I'm gonna put it right over top of it and push it down. So that when I do that, and I only push glue right down here, then these still open up, but now it's glued down, okay? You are gonna continue the same process for mood. So let me explain. So for mood, again, when I'm done, I have the top and the bottom. This is the bottom, okay? So this one with all the lines and the fill in the blanks, this is the bottom. So same thing again. Put a bunch of glue on the back, put it on the next clean page, and glue flat. For mood, this is the top. This is the top page. So what you're going to do, same exact thing that I just did for setting, I'm gonna cut and stop. Cut, stop on the solid line. Okay, so you can quickly cut them and stop. And then you're going to follow the same exact process we just did for setting. You are going to glue this one on top. So again, to do that, you are going to place glue right along this tab here. Okay, and then you are going to go ahead and line it up carefully so that it matches right on top and push down so that when I have it, this also opens up. Okay, so we're going to do this one more time for tone so that we have our notes almost ready to go here. So on the next clean page, let me point it out to you. This is the bottom for tone. This is the bottom. So the one that has the space, fill in the blanks, this is the bottom. So I'm going to glue that flat on my page. Then this is the top. So I'm going to do the same process again. Now tone has a couple more of the dotted lines for you to cut. So just pay close attention, making sure that you cut all the way up and stop at that black solid line. Okay, we don't want to go all the way too far or you'll cut it apart, and we do not want it in pieces. Okay, so the same thing I did for mood and setting. I'm going to place some glue along that line that says tone. I'm going to line it up and I'm going to press it down. Okay, So then once you have them all done, they should be able to where I can flip it open. So we've made little flip books to take our notes in today, okay? So now that we have them all glued in, go back to the one that says setting, and we are gonna start taking notes. So I am going to go ahead and share my screen with you. And what you are going to do is we are gonna look at these narrative elements of setting, mood, and tone, okay? So you are missing some words, right? So we had to fill in the blanks. So what we're going to do, I'm gonna go through the notes. You're probably gonna need to stop along the way, and you need to fill in the blank lines with the red text that completes each part. So I've helped you out, and I've highlighted the text in red that needs to be filled out. So our first is narrative. So look at the top of your page for setting, you'll see the word narrative there. And a narrative is a story. It's like once upon a time, okay? And setting is very important to narratives because it's the time and place of a narrative's action. Okay, so again, you should be flipping open the setting tab now and filling in the spaces that complete that sentence that you see, okay? Setting gives time details that include the time of day, the year, historical events such as war, weather conditions, okay? And so again, fill these in your blank. It also gives details to the place. So sometimes I look at the region and I have the country, or city, state, province, or town, a home, the social conditions, planet, or community. So again, all those details should be filled in your setting foldable notes now. So setting is important for 3 reasons. Setting serves as the backdrop for characters. It also influences and affects the characters and plot. It creates a mood or atmosphere. So again, why is setting important? There are 3 reasons, and then you flip it open and you're gonna fill in your notes there. So let me give you an example. The setting can influence and or affect characters. For example, Benjamin Hodge is 12 years old when his father leaves their farm to fight in the Revolutionary War. Benjamin and his younger brother must take over most of the farm work, which includes caring for the animals and several acres of crop. So what's the time and the place here? We're during the Revolutionary War. It tells me that in the text. And the place that it's at is the Hodge family farm. So does this setting influence or affect Benjamin? Absolutely yes, it definitely does. His father leaves because of the war. This means Benjamin has significant responsibilities. If his father hadn't left, Benjamin's life would not have changed. Okay, so now we're going to move to our mood notes. Okay, so if you'll go ahead and flip your paper over, we're going to take notes about mood. And mood can also be called atmosphere. The feeling the reader, that's you, has while reading. So it's about you. How do I feel as the reader? The mood is created by an author's choice of setting, image, dialogue, and events. Remember, pay attention to those key red words to fill it in your foldable. After the untimely death of his beloved banana tree, the ape slowly walked into the dark jungle. Tears welled in his eyes. He was alone. What is the mood? Sadness, right? That's the mood that gets created by the setting. This is why we do setting and mood together. The setting helps create the mood. And which words help establish the mood? We underline them. So make sure you underline those as well in your example. Some mood words can be both positive and negative. So I want to look for these as I'm reading. And so make sure that you make note and fill in the blanks for those words that we have in red. Now, tone is the last one we're going to take notes on today. And mood and tone are very much similar. But tone is the writer's attitude. So not yours, but the author's attitude toward the topic, character, and or audience. So tone, you fancy me mad, madman, you... but you should have seen me. You should have seen how wisely I proceeded, with what caution, with what foresight, with what dissimulation I went to work. I was never kinder to the old man than during the whole week before I killed him. And that's from The Telltale Heart by Edgar Allan Poe. What's the tone of this? Okay, it's definitely a little bit sinister, right? Like he has a plan, a plot of evil. And then the words that help establish the tone, let's go ahead and underline them. Okay, so we have words like I killed him, how wisely, and caution. It's easier to notice tone in speech. So for example, your parents may say, hey, don't take that tone with me because that's how we speak. Or watch your tone, young lady. Have you ever gotten in trouble because of your tone? Oftentimes you do. So read this sentence. I did not say you stole my red hat. Your challenge that you have here, make these exact words have 8 different meanings. The catch, do not change the order of the words. Okay, so let me explain. We're going to try it. Okay, so is it impossible to do it? Let me show you how I can make each word have a different feeling. I did not say you stole my red hat. When I is stressed, what is being implied? This, I did not say you stole my red hat. What about this one? I did not say you stole my red hat. What about this one? I did not say you stole my red hat. I did not say you stole my red hat. I did not say you stole my red hat. I did not say you stole my red hat. I did not say you stole my red hat. And again, I said you stole, maybe I want to say I said you stole my red balloon. So every time I'm emphasizing a different word, it actually means something different because I'm drawing more attention to that word. So write down any conclusions you have about these words of how every time I emphasize a different word, how does that then affect the overall tone? Okay, so how do writers create tone? They use word choice. We call this diction. She grinned as she said, don't worry, I never said you took my red hat. What's the tone? Very friendly, right? Because I use the word grinned. That helps me know that. Underline our proof, grinned, don't worry, and never. Notice the word choice. Also here, she smirked and said, I would never accuse someone like you of stealing my red hat. What's the tone? A little bit sarcastic, right? Because now I see, underlining my proof, I see the word smirked, never, someone like you, okay? Another way writers establish tone is through punctuation. Use quotation marks, italics, boldface, underlining, etc. She said, I didn't say you stole my red hat. What's my tone? Angry. Okay, and again, I'm emphasizing by italicizing this word didn't. Underline the proof. There you go. Remember, it's this way. Mood starts with M, so it means my feelings as I read, and tone starts with T, the author's attitude. Okay, so I have tone words, so make sure you make note of the ones that are in red, filling these in, and can you think of any more? So quick review, we talked about what is setting, why is setting important, what is mood, how do authors or writers create mood, what is tone, and how do writers create tone. So go back and make sure every blank was filled in your notes. It should have been. Rewatch if you need to, and if you have extra time, please add some color to your notes. And that's it for today. And we'll start working on taking these notes into action and practicing later this week.